This thing about town hall meetings you mentioned, I know that there is a plan. Professor Oshubanjo, the vice president, will start town hall meetings, zonal, and then they will be broken down to, states and so on. Government realizes there is a need to take information to the people, and there are steps that are being taken in order to ensure that is done.
President Muhammadu Buhari's vacation has already been communicated to the National Assembly in line with Section 145, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. But before his departure at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, the president held a closed-door meeting with the service chiefs led by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Abayomi Olonishakin. Muhammadu Buhari is expected to undergo routine medical checkups on which he told NTA News that there's absolutely nothing to worry about.
What's wrong with going on vacation? Didn't I go last year at the same time?
The president, who was seen off at the airport by the Minister of FCT, Muhammad Musa Bello, Justice Minister Abubakar Malami, his Chief of Staff, Abba Kyari, and the service chiefs, is expected to resume work on the 6th of next month. Before then, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo performs the functions of the Office of the President.
The presidency owes Nigeria information. Nigerians asking after the president are right. And because the moment you assume such an office of the president, your life is no more private. So they should let Nigerians have information about the whereabouts of the president. At the same time, Nigerians too should be praying for the president. Should be praying for the president. Nobody has control over health challenges. The only thing that they are doing wrongly is hiding the facts from Nigerians. You cannot say I cannot be sick. But when I'm sick, because I am a public figure, I represent the interest of too many people. They must know where I am, what I'm doing, what's wrong. It is in the right of Nigerians to know.
I can say it without any equivocation. Mr. President is well, is healed, and is healthy. No question about that. But you see, on a lighter note, do you think Mr. President who will be ill and will be in danger? How of us will be going about our business like this? He was in Anambra 2-3 days ago. I was in Kwara, on Monday. All our ministers are busy, doing their work. But I want to assure you, Mr. President is well and is in absolutely no danger. We've had many things that we've had too. As a fact, I think it's one of the newspapers that said, when I was a spokesperson for APC, I said that if we were in a situation like this, as Minister of Information, the Minister of Information ought to be giving, hourly bulletin on the President. And I said, we are comparing apples with the oranges. Mr. President is not ill. He's not in hospital. There will be no need to give anybody any bulletin about his health. Pure and simple.
Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed. Let's get perspectives on this matter. Senator Femi Okunromo, a former chairman of the Presidential Advisory Committee on the 2014 National Conference, joins us now to discuss some of these issues today on the program. Many thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
You heard what the Minister of Information said, that the president is not ill. The president is ill and healthy. It looks so much conflicting, but I would like to ask you, what do you make of that statement?
I think Lai Mohammed is my very good friend. We are fellow progressives. I think we have been for a long time. But I think in this particular case, he's trying to have his cake, to eat his cake and have it. He cannot have it both ways. And I think what he was saying when he was in the opposition was more correct than what he is saying now.
Maybe he's politically correct now, and is ideally correct then?
No, the truth is that a president is not a private citizen. A president, his health status should be public knowledge at all times. He is the #1 citizen of Nigeria. All the security of this nation is right on his laps. The president of any country cannot say his health is a private issue. His handlers are not handling it well at all. Right from the day he left the country on this medical vacation, as they called it, they did not handle it well. Yeah. They should have told us exactly what was wrong with the president, why he is traveling for this health vacation. What are this test is having in London? What are these tests for? Concerned with what particular ailment? In other words, if the U.S. president was sick, you will be getting this kind of hourly bulletin on his health status. You cannot tell us the president is not sick. The president himself, by telling us that he's going on medical vacation for 10 days when he was going, shows that he was ill. By telling us that they've done a series of tests on him, he's waiting for the results still need to be followed up and so on. All this is evidence that he's sick. We all pray for him to be well. We all pray for him to be hale and hearty and return home. But as of now, he is sick. So the Nigerians need to be told on a continuous basis exactly what is wrong with him, what is his health status, how is he responding to treatment. If possible, let us read medical bulletins from the hospital where he is.
Okay, because some people will say there is perhaps no difference between 6 and half a dozen, and some people will say half of the truth, half of cup is half full and the cup is not full, perhaps are almost the same thing. When they say the president is not sick, and they say the president is still back there, he's extended his vacation. Do we need to be worried that some of this information, or we need to trust the... if you hear what the vice president, the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo says, that the president is okay, and again we hear today from the Minister of Information that he's okay, but the worrying part of it from some people is that why is the president staying back in the UK?
I'm saying that they are taking Nigerians for a ride. His handlers, whether it is the vice president or the information minister, they are taking Nigerians for a ride. This is not the way a president's health should be handled. This is not the way Nigerians should be informed about his health status. The president was gracious enough to admit that he is ill and that he's going for medical vacation. He's gracious enough and honest enough to tell us that he's still undergoing tests. The results of some of the tests are still being awaited. He needs to wait for the full results and the follow-up action before he can come back home.
If you are a president handler, yes. Senator Okoromo, if you are a president handler, as the president is away now, what would you be advising him to do to convince Nigeria, or to put all the fears, to allay the fears of many people who think otherwise from what the government is saying?
Yeah, what he needs to do is what every president of any nation in the world needs to do. He needs to let us know, first of all, what is his ailment. Nigerians don't know for now exactly what his ailment is.
There was a time the president said that he went for the ENT, ear infection treatment.
He should have told us where he was going this time.
This time around.
What is the ailment that is making him go abroad for this treatment? Then he should tell us the treatment. Why is he still waiting behind? What sort of tests are being done? How far has he progressed? What is his present condition?
Legally speaking, has he done anything wrong?
No. Yeah, well, when you say wrong, that is a matter of morality. But in terms of constitutionality, in terms of what is expected of a president, the American president, if he's going to go into hospital for 1 minute, the American people will know what is wrong with him. They will tell the American people exactly what his ailment is.
But this is Nigeria, Senator. But our laws seem to be different.
No, it's not. Our constitution is not different in this regard. This is not a matter of law, it's a matter of constitutionality. It's a matter of constitutionality. Because now, it is a matter of interpretation whether he has been incapacitated or not. If a man has not been able to perform his office for almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks, is he incapacitated? Our constitution deals with when the president is incapacitated. Can we say he's incapacitated for now? Because he's not able to function as a president?
About Senator Okoromo, would you advise maybe that the president should give some form of video address so people can see his face from whatever he is.
No, it
right
doesn't
now.
even have to do that. It is just his handlers that have to do it correctly. Oh, the president is going abroad for medical treatment. He's suffering from such and such an ailment. He needs such and such a procedure. That would be enough to assure that this is what is wrong with the president. The president is now responding very well to treatment. Maybe he's having some tests on his chest, or having some tests on his blood, and things like that, depending on the kind of ailment that he's suffering from, and that the prognosis is very good. We need to be reassured, from the report from the hospital itself.
Because there were pictures emerging from the president's living room in London, which a lot of people have even doubted. I mean, some people will say, isn't that enough? We've seen some governors who visited him. We've seen his wife visited him. We've seen some pictures emerging from him watching television. Are those not enough to convince any Nigerian that the president is ill?
They are not enough. In the case of a president, they are not enough. In the case of a president, you need medical bulletins from his doctors. Medical bulletins from his doctors is what you will require if the UK Prime Minister is ill in the hospital, if the US President is ill in the hospital. You need periodic medical bulletins telling us exactly the state of the President's health, how far his treatment has gone, how he is responding.